and welcome to this class today, Archetypes in Action, the energetic language behind behavior. My name is Sage. If it is your first time meeting me, I am a spiritual mentor, a energy healer, and I'm really excited to bring all this information to everybody. If it's your first time learning about archetypes, or maybe you've been working with them for a long time, I love bringing fun and whimsy into integrating new concepts into our life, and so that is why we are here today. I'm going to check our comments here really quick. Okay. Okay, I got you, Shelby. All right. Okay, some people new to archetypes. Great. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start sharing my screen here, and we'll make sure that we can see it before we start getting into everything. Okay, can y'all let me know if you can see my screen okay? Oh, okay, yes, we can see it. Okay. Perfect. Thank you all very much. Mm. Okay, well, welcome to the class. Again, super excited to have everybody here. We're going to do some really amazing activities with one another to really help solidify what it means to hold archetypal energies in our own life. Archetypes are patterns of behavior and energy that show up in every person. They're like universal characters that play out through our personalities, motivations, and choices. Archetypes have been woven into our stories since the beginning of time in myths, folklore, and hero journeys. They show up as gods, warriors, tricksters, and healers. And there's a whole bunch of different types of assortment of archetypes. Those are just a few examples. These patterns help us make sense of what it means to be human. When we know what type of archetypal energies someone is embodying, it's easier to understand where they are coming from. It helps us navigate conversations with more awareness and patience. Each archetype gives you a quick, energetic snapshot of a person's emotions, beliefs, thought patterns, and communication styles. And this is for my energy healers and my practitioners. Connecting with archetypes helps you translate messages more accurately, choose language that resonates, and understand why certain symbolism appears during sessions. So, for anyone who plays Dungeons and Dragons, or who is really interested in like fantasy books and TV shows, movies, these are a set of different types of archetypes that people can hold, like the barbarian, bard, cleric, druid, fighter, monk, paladin, ranger, the rogue, sorcerer, warlock, and wizard. And we have some other ones that come along with that on more the mystical side, like sorceresses, enchantresses, alchemists. And then we can get into magical creatures as well, like dragons, phoenixes, unicorns, fairies. Those are archetypes, or they are holders of a set of personality traits. Archetypes live in what Carl Jung called the collective unconscious, the shared layer of symbols, experiences, and characters we all recognize. It's why certain personalities feel familiar, and even when they seem in different people or situations. So Carl Jung is a psychotherapist from back in the day, and he really pioneered archetypal characters. He did not create them, but he more categorized them. So we are going to kind of be working in his system today, even though there are multiples. But if you're really wanting to expand your knowledge and wisdom with archetypal work, studying under Carl Jung, you can find a lot of videos on YouTube or on Google that kind of explain that system. Find it really beneficial. So we have some characters here over on the left. We have Loki and the Cheshire Cat. Even though they're in or from two different worlds and two different realms, we know that they hold very jestery energy. There's very keen similarities between those two characters. Or we have Indiana Jones and Moana. They're both adventurers and explorers. Again, different realms, different worlds, but you can see kind of like a Venn diagram how they overlap. So archetypes are a way to take that energetic snapshot and say, oh, I see what this person has going on over here without having to have a ton of backstory. It's something that your brain will gravitate towards very easily of like, oh, I see what that is. So this is Carl Jung's system. There are 12, and I wanted to show some depictions of each one so that you could see, even though I don't have a lot of background about what each of one of these entails, I generally have a sense of what they mean. Okay, so we'll go through them together. So we have the creator, which is also known as an artist, caregiver, the innocent, explorer, sage, Sage. Sage in archetypes really means somebody that is a teacher, a guide, a mentor that likes to share their wisdom. We have the jester, the lover, the everyman. So if you are researching about archetypes, the everyman sometimes is swapped out with the orphan. They both have a energetics of wanting to belong and be a part of a community. We have the hero, the rebel, the magician, and the ruler. So now we're going to take some characters that a lot of us know that are popular in the collective, and I want you to kind of look over this and say, which one of these am I embodying today? And maybe you have multiples. But for the purposes we're going to share in the comments, which one of these are we embodying today? So I'm going to go through them. We have the innocent, Buddy the elf, Wonder Woman as the hero, Mary Poppins as the caregiver. This is Jim Halpert from The Office, and he represents the everyman. And everyman does not mean it has to be a man. It can also be any type of gender, but it's just called the everyman. The creator, we have Willy Wonka, and that can also be swapped out for the inventor. The explorer, we have Amelia Earhart. The rebel, Deadpool. We have Queen, I think it's Carissa from Princess Diaries as the ruler. The sage, we have Professor McGonagall from Harry Potter. The lover, Noah from The Notebook. The jester, we have, oh my gosh, Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean. And then we have Gandalf the Wizard as the magician. So I would love to hear in the comments, which one of these are you embodying today? Okay. Whoop. I did not mean to boop out of that. One moment. Um, I'm going to mute everybody really quick. Okay. Well, let's see. Okay, we have the creator, the ruler, definitely orphan now that I realize. Yeah, orphan sometimes that one can sound like it's like a negative connotation, but it's really just rooted in like I want to belong in community. The entire second column, which seems to have some connection, I guess. The caregiver, the rebel every day. Call me no. Maybe the explorer, the caregiver. Awesome. Love. Thank y'all for sharing your answers. The explorer and the magician. And yeah, the beautiful thing is we can be holding multiples, and especially at different chapters in our life as well. They can web in and out. Okay. And really the whole point of archetypes of yes, if you want to do a lot of research about the specific personality traits and characteristics that each one of them hold, absolutely go do that. And we're going to get into that a little bit more here with our exercises. However, the point of them is to be able to kind of look and say, I see what this is without having to dig super far in. Okay, cartoon characters exaggerate traits and emotions, which makes the archetypes easier to recognize because they're a part of our shared culture, like our modern day shared culture. We already know their personalities, strengths, and challenges. They help us practice spotting energetic patterns in a way that feels familiar and fun before we apply this to real people. Okay, so we're gonna do our first one here. This is Dora the Explorer. So we want to take a look and say, what archetype do I think that Dora falls under? And we have our Carl Jung wheel over here. So she can have one, she can have multiple, but we're going to take a second to try and do a quick energetic snapshot of which ones that you feel like that she embodies. And then we'll share in the comments. Let's see here. Okay. Explorer, the Rebel, and the Everyman. I love that you said Rebel because that's one of the ones that came up in my mind too. I was like, I wonder if that one's going to be thought of for her specifically because she seems to be forever on this journey to find things. The Explorer, Hero, Innocent, Sage, Explorer, Caretaker, Innocent, Explorer, Creator, Hero, Explorer. I think Dora is a hero. Because she's always helping everyone. Also caretaker and a little explorer. Beautiful. Okay. Do we feel that it was supportive to see a actual character paired with each of the archetypes before we got to Dora? Of like, okay, these are the type of people that fit kind of in these characteristics. And then we'll get into our discovery here. So we are going to do a case study on Dora the Explorer to learn more about her archetype. So this is where you want to get out your pen and your notepad or your pencil, and we're going to go through each one of these. I'm going to call on someone to share your answers. There is no right or wrong. Okay, the beautiful thing about life is everybody is a beautiful individual. It has your own perspectives. This is for discovery. This is to see that we all have very similar answers, but then there are some that differ, and there are specific reasons for that. And it's really beneficial to hear what everybody's viewpoints are on archetypes. So the first question we have here is, what archetypes does Dora embody? What are her personality traits? And you don't have to, do a 97 thesis. You can do like two or three, so don't overthink it. What are her motivations and her goals? What are her challenges? Do you know anyone like this in life? Like your family members, friends, your coworkers, whomever. How does this character relate to you? And we are going to take 5 minutes to come up with our answers, and then we're going to do a group share. And if anybody has any additional questions, feel free to ask in the comments. Yeah, if you have not seen some of these characters that we're going to be going through, that's totally fine. Like Shilpi said, you can use your intuition and kind of guesstimate based off of the images. And then you can always say skip if you need to go to the next character. That's okay too. All right. Are we feeling like we might need some more time, or does everybody feel ready? Okay. We'll go ahead and get into Dora's case study here. Whoop. We'll look at everybody's name here. Okay. Caroline, would you like to share your answers with us?
Hi, sure, I would love to. Can everybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So, so again, for her archetypes, I said hero, caretaker, and a little explorer. And then for personality traits, the first one that came up was curious, and she's also brave. And then I thought compassionate, because that falls into trying to help other people. Number three, so I feel like her main goal is to help other people, but along the way, she's also discovering new things and learning new things as she goes. Number four, her challenges. A lot of times in the episodes, well, they're unexpected obstacles to her. I mean, to us, they seem so obvious, but I feel like the show, it's supposed to be unexpected obstacles, but she like navigates those situations positively and she overcomes them. And she also helps, she asks others for help a lot. You know, she's always asking you for help. And, so she does that. And then number five, I had to think about this for a second. And the first person that came up is actually my oldest sister, Amanda, because she has overcome a lot in her life. She's overcome over 2 decades of addiction and she's, recovered from that. And now she's helping other people do the same thing. And she's getting involved, with different things. And it's just really beautiful to see. And also seeing her ask others for help along the way to get to where she's at has been beautiful to watch. And then for me, okay, this was the hardest question for me to answer. How does the character relate to me? I guess I thought, there's been situations in life where I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going or what it's going to be, but I just have to follow my own intuition. And that's kind of what Dora's doing. And yeah, just know that I'm making the right choices and asking for help when I need it and getting to where I need to go.
That was beautiful. I loved all of your answers. I love the testimony about your older sister. It sounds like it sounds like you know Dora very well. And fun fact, when I was thinking about how do I know anyone like this, you were the first person that came to my mind.
Oh my
I
gosh.
was like, Caroline has a lot of Dora the Explorer energy.
That's funny. Well, I did. I grew up with Dora. I remember the day I found out she couldn't really hear me talking to her. That broke my heart because I thought she could hear me all that time. But
Oh,
yeah, I love Dora. And
kids are so cute.
so thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for sharing your answers.
Yes, my pleasure.
All right, let me check the comments here. Okay, I'm gonna read one of the answers here from Shilpi. So archetype, explorer, orphan, rebel, the sage. Characteristics, happy, charming, friendly. The motivations and goals, enlighten kids, love that. Teach them about society and values. Do we know anyone like this? My past version, rather a side of me. And then how does this character relate to you? Optimistic, positive, and happy. Love. Thank you for sharing. Okay, let's see. Alex, would you like to share your answers with us?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you. I was thinking like the archetypes are the everyman and the explorer.
Hmm.
Um, that she's really upbeat and a good teacher and a good guide. What's the next one? What are the motivational goals? Doing tasks together gets you to your goal, and helping others is enjoyable. The challenges. Swiper, like resonated with me, like keeping boundaries and overcoming obstacles. Um, what was the next one? Oh, I thought of you, Sage. I was like, yeah. I feel like she's always like, all right, what's the next thing? All right, here's the goal. Let's do this. Super supportive. And then six, relating. I feel like it relates to me a lot, like wanting to help like everybody get to the end goal together. And like, oh, I said while teaching another language, I do love to mix Spanish and some other languages in.
Love.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was great. Thank you so much for sharing your answers. And thank you for saying me.
Oh,
That made me really happy. So thank you.
Thank you.
I got Dora's haircut going on right now.
But
Okay.
the yours is cuter.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.
Okay, so after our first case study here with Miss Dora, if we can take this type of framework and apply this to our family members, our friends, random people we come across in the 3D or clients that we're working with, sometimes this will give us a better understanding of where they're at in life with their beliefs, their thoughts, their emotions, their motivations, what level our consciousness level is at, how they feel about themselves. And not saying that people are going to necessarily specifically be like Dora in every single way, but if you have these kind of characters that you can categorize people as, it can help you accelerate your energy reading abilities. It's just a very quick, again, like snapshot of what somebody has going on in their internal structures. Okay, so I know we saw the next slide because I accidentally hit the button. We'll go ahead and get into it here. So our next one is SpongeBob SquarePants. So we're going to take a look at our archetypal wheel. Which ones do you think that SpongeBob identifies as? Okay, so it can be one, it can be multiple, whatever comes to your mind. There's no right or wrong answer. It is whatever you feel. Oh, I love him. Me too. I grew up watching SpongeBob. SpongeBob's been on forever. Oop. Y'all, these buttons. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we're gonna go to our questions here. And I'll call on two new people for our next one. Okay, same ones as we did with Dora the Explorer. Which archetypes do they embody? Their personality traits, motivations, goals, challenges. Do you know anyone like this? And how does this character relate to you? We're going to take 5 minutes to come up with our answers. And that's okay, Crystal. If you don't know some of these, there's going to be more that we have, but if you don't know any of them, that's okay. We're still glad to have you here and we can listen to everybody else's answers. Or you can give yours intuitively of what you think the vibe is. I was just talking away. I don't want to mute. Does everybody feel like they are ready? All right. Yes, yes. Okay, so Bianca, would you like to share your insights with us about SpongeBob? So we will come back to Bianca. Do we have Anisari? Would you like to share your insights? Okay. I'll go ahead and read one in the comments while we're waiting. Oh, if I can. Okay, Crystal. Okay, so archetype, everyman, jester, rebel. And then we have personality traits, a jokester, an optimist. What are their motivations, goals, food, and friendship? Their challenges, bosses, and know-it-alls. Do you know anyone like this? Me? I too like food and friendship as it relates to you. Crystal, I think you did a fantastic job not knowing a lot about SpongeBob. You were incredibly spot on. Okay. And thank you for sharing. Okay, and then we're gonna get Shilpies here. Okay, so archetypes, jester, innocent, creator, caregiver, hero. Their characteristics, happy, funny, naive, sometimes wise. Their goals are to spread warmth, joy, and happiness. And their challenges, to grow up, judgment from others. Sometimes the chaos hurts others. Yeah, I put for mine that he's a little bit disorganized and not the best planner. And then who it reminds you of my 3-year-old young nephew. And me, oh yay. In the sense you are jovial and playful, you make learning fun and interesting. Oh, thank you. And then how does the character relate to you? Loosening up. I am learning how to stop being and taking everything so seriously all the time. I think that's a great a testament to working with archetypes because you can channel their energy. If we feel that maybe we can grow in different areas or we're kind of lacking where we really want to enhance certain characteristics that other people hold, whether they're real people or cartoons. If we kind of do these case studies of them, we can bring it up in the consciousness of our mind of like, hey, I'm really going to try and pull from this character for today to give me what it is that I'm seeking. And a great way to do that is to watch cartoons with them in it, or the movies, TV shows, and books that have these characters in them. All right. So we'll go to our next one here. We have Elsa from the movie Frozen. So we're going to look at our archetypal wheel and take a guess at which ones Elsa would identify with. Okay, yay, I'm glad everybody's enjoying. When we're bringing in new concepts, sometimes it's best to do it in a fun and silly way, and so your subconscious really holds on to it. Makes it easier to understand. Okay, we'll go to our questions here. Which archetypes does Elsa embody? What are her personality traits, her motivations and goals, her challenges? Do you know anyone like this? And how does this character relate to you? And Jackie and Amanda, I'm going to be calling on y'all. Oh, no worries, Bianca. If you do want to answer for the next round that we have, you can just turn your audio button on, and then you'll be able to share. And then Crystal, no worries. Go with your intuition. It was spot on for SpongeBob, so I'm sure you'll be spot on again for Elsa as well. Oh, Jackie, you said that. I don't know why. I think it's because I said something to Crystal last time. Okay, so Jackie, with your intuition. Jackie, do you want to share or do you want to try for the next one? And then Shilpi, I have yours here. Okay, so Shilpi, the archetypes that Elsa embodies is the ruler, magician, obviously, the rebel, the explorer. Her personality traits, a golden heart, powerful, enigmatic, and charming. Her motivations and goals. To own herself, find out who she is truly, stop shrinking, also understand the meaning of love. Her challenges, doubt, and questions, also challenges, trials, and tribulations. She goes through tests. Do you know anyone like this? Me. Absolutely me. I channel Elsa often. And then how does this character relate to you? Everything about her. She rules with a golden heart in one hand and the brain in the other. There's no one or the other. It's both and everything in between, and she is true to herself. Oh, that was beautiful. Synopsis. Thank you. Okay, yeah, Jackie. We'll do the next one. Now I know I should take the time to watch Elsa Sounds Like a Baddie. Elsa is a baddie. For sure. If you're wanting to bring a bit more of that energy into your life. And just like it's a lot of female empowerment, like it's sovereignty. So I definitely recommend it. It's really good, especially Frozen 2 as well. There's two of them. Okay. And then Amanda, would you like to share your insights?
Yes, I didn't type them out, but is it okay if I just share it like vocally?
Yeah, girl, you do you.
Okay. So yeah, I also put the magician, the hero, the rebel, and a little bit of the everyman.
Hmm.
Yeah, because she's like, where did this come from? Like, who am I? That kind of thing. So her personality traits like very courageous, very strong and kind. Then her motivation, she's motivated by truth and justice, I see for her. And then challenges is like breaking societal conditioning or breaking through what she was always told. Um, and then I would say I relate to this character a lot, and like overcoming kind of what I was taught as a kid. So I would think a lot of us want to relate to Elsa, and myself included. Um, yeah.
I love that. I love that you really talked about also her breaking out of like societal systems. I think a lot of people could utilize Elsa's energy right now, like in the collective, as that kind of seems like what everybody's kind of heading towards. So thank you for bringing light to that and all of your beautiful answers. All right. And then we have Crystal. We put archetypes, the ruler and the explorer. Personality traits, helpful, adventurous. Goals and motivations. Inclusion. And then challenges, not being heard. Do you know anyone like this? Mel Robbins, let it go, being the same as let them. You know what? I really like that. I can totally see Mel Robbins being an Elsa archetype. And how does this character relate to you? Logic seems to be relevant here. Love, thank you. Thank you all for sharing your answers. This is great. Okay. We are going to go to you know what? Now would be a good time to take a bathroom break and everybody like get up and move around, do whatever you need to do for your human, and then we will meet back in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Okay, everybody, we are back from our break. So before we get to our next character, I do have some announcements. I have another group coaching class that we're doing next week. It's going to be on Wednesday, October the 29th at 1 p.m. EST, and we are going to be focusing on manifestations in motion. So this is where we're going to take a look at what are the frequencies underneath what we are wanting to call in so that we can magnetize them to us at a more accelerated rate, and not just our singular manifestations that we're working on, but really raise the bar of the entirety of our reality by focusing on the frequencies instead of just the 3D materialization. So we're going to do some fun word association games, and I have some discovery questions that we're going to do as a group discussion, kind of like we're doing here today. So if you would like to register for that, you can find it in my website, magicwithsage.com, or on my social medias. There's links to register. I just published an Akashic Records course. So if you like fun activities like this in ways that are very easy to understand and tangible, this is going to help with the development of your psychic and your spiritual gifts, and being able to hear your spirit team, hear your intuition, make more aligned decisions in life, help you see the new timelines that are available to you as you raise your consciousness and your self-concept. It's a real tangible way to see the blueprint of your soul, or what I like to call your soul map. And you can see what's going on with your inner children and your past lives and magical creatures and cosmic beings. It's a way to really amplify your channeling abilities. And so that is available. And then I do have a 3-month mentorship that I have a space open for this upcoming winter season. If you're wanting to bring some balance to your physical, spiritual, mental, and emotional bodies by focusing on raising our self-concept and stepping into that new identity of self. And so those are all available on my website or through my social medias. All right, we're going to get on to our next character here. We have Simba from The Lion King. And so we're going to take a look at our archetypal wheel here. And I'm going to be calling on Jackie and Sabrina. Jackie and Sabrina. And we'll take a moment to see which ones we think Simba would be identifying with. Okay, we're going to go to our questions here. Again, what archetypes does he embody? Personality traits, motivations, goals, challenges. Do you know anyone like this? And how does this character relate to you? And then we'll take 5 minutes for our answers here. All right. Jackie, if you feel that your mic is working, you can most definitely share with us if you would like.
Okay.
I can hear
Is
you.
it okay, cool.
Great.
Uh, First question, innocent, explorer, and lover. Number two, loyal, adventurous, kind, and strong. Number three, goals or motivations to grow, learn, and embody the strength of his family. Challenges, loss, danger, growth. And I know a lot of people that are like this, even people that don't necessarily see it within themselves, but um, lots of friends and family that have had numerous challenges and wanted to grow. So I see that in a lot of friends, family. And how does this character relate to you? I've had the blessing, and this is truth, I've had the blessing of experiencing growth and challenges in life. And I understand that everything that happens, haven't always thought that way, but everything that happens is for my greater good. So the growth and challenges in life, I'm very grateful for the things that I have gone through and experienced, even if nothing else, to learn that that's something I don't prefer, so that I can be better focused on where I'd like to go in life.
That was beautiful. I felt that in my soul. See, that's why I like people coming on and sharing their audio as well, because then you get to hear the passion behind people's words. And I also love that you brought up that you know a lot of people that carry Simba's archetype, but they don't always know that about themselves, which I think that is very characteristic of Simba in and of himself, of not always being fully aware of the presence that he holds. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Sabrina, would you like to share your insights? Okay, I'm going to read Caroline's while we give Sabrina a moment if she would like to share. Okay, so Caroline said the hero, ruler, everyman, personality traits, brave, playful, loyal, motivations and goals, reclaiming his truth and restoring balance, challenges, guilt, shame, self-blame. Do we know anyone like this? My mother-in-law, but she also doesn't know this. And then how does this character relate to you? Feeling disconnected from my power, but then going on the journey, doing the inner work, and restoring balance in the kingdom. Love. I also put for mine when I was doing my insights, whatever right here. Sometimes nervous about stepping into new roles, but I push through and do it anyway. It was like this very Simba-esque. All right, and then Sabrina, if you were here with us, feel free to share. Go up here. Okay. Yeah, I'll read Sabrina's here. Okay, so archetypes, innocent, the ruler, personality traits, natural leader, and brave. Motivations and goals, his family and pride, the goal to know himself, to be like his father, challenges, grief, family situations. Do you know anyone like this? My past self. And then how does this character relate to you, having to get past family situations that make you an outsider? Thank you, Sabrina, for sharing. Okay. I also put that he is experiencing some shame and guilt for his challenges, and wanting to heal those family dynamics. It's a very late hero situation Simba's going through. All right. We've got one more character here. We have Miss Mulan. And we're going to take a look at our archetypal wheel and which ones we think that Mulan identifies with. And then I'm going to be calling on Alexis and Crystal if you are both still in here. And Bianca if you'd like to share. Alexis, Crystal, and Bianca. Oh, thank you, Caroline. Okay, gotcha. All right, we're going to go to our questions here. Which archetypes do they embody? Personality traits, motivations, goals, challenges? Do we know anyone like this? And how does this character relate to you? So we'll take a couple minutes to come up with our insights. All right, everybody. And y'all can feel free to share in the chat as well. Crystal, would you like to share your insights that came through?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay, wonderful. Oh, I'm trying to remove the chat. Okay, so the archetype that I have is the ruler, the hero, and the rebel. Personality traits I have determined and inspiring. The motivations and goals fitting in or winning. The challenges, judgment. And do I know anyone like this? And to me, it came to my mind as our LGBTQT in the military.
Mm-hmm.
And how does this character relate to you? Being an outsider allows you to have a different point of view.
Oh, those are beautiful. Have you seen Mulan before?
No.
Girl, you're really good at being like intuitive at picking up on these characters because that was incredibly spot on for Mulan.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, maybe you were meant to do archetypal work since you pick up on it very easily. And thank you for sharing your answers.
Thank you.
Yes. And then Bianca, would you like to share your insights that came through? Or if anybody else would like to share in the comments, feel free. And then I'll share mine as well. So I put that she is a ruler, explorer, hero, and rebel. Her personality traits, brave, courageous, and free-spirited. Her motivations and goals are to protect her family and break out of societal norms. And then challenges, being a woman in a male-dominated space, and societal pressures of what it means to be, quote unquote, a woman. And then, do you know anyone like this? And what was really interesting is my grandmother came up, and the reason she never really had a quote unquote normal job, she was an artist for Coca-Cola and did a lot of other type of artistry. And now that I'm thinking about it, I had not thought about this before. I was like, wow, she was really like a pioneer for me going in my own directions. And it was really interesting seeing her through that lens. And then how does this character relate to you? I put, I will always try and do what has not been done before and not go along with what everybody's just telling me what to do. Okay. Alex shared that she is the rebel and hero archetype. What are the personality traits? Free-spirited, people pleaser. What are the motivations, goals, honor? What are their challenges? Acceptance of true self. Do you know anyone like this? Me. And how does this character relate to you? Wanting to please a father who cares, but also has to learn the words and how to show it with a mother that is trying to keep up with society standards, willing to put in hard transformational work only to finally be accepted for who she is, not just what she thinks is needed of her. Oh, that was wonderful. Okay, Sabrina. She's a rebel caregiver. Her personality traits brave, dignified, outgoing, honorable. Motivations and goals. Her motivation is her dad and family. Honor goal is to save her dad from fighting another war. Challenges, society's way of who can fight, like gender roles, proving women can do the parts. Do you know anyone like this, the LGBTQ community? And how does this character relate to you fighting for justice? Oh, thank you so much for sharing. Okay, I want everybody to kind of take notice here of, again, there's no kind of right or wrong answers with archetypes because it's really based on what they mean to you personally, even though they do have bigger collective meanings, but obviously your experiences in life are going to put different flavors on them, if you will. What a hero or a magician means to me might mean something different to you, but there are going to be overlaps of characteristic traits. And when I started working with archetypes, it made me understand myself on a deeper level because I could see energetic patterns and cycles that I was carrying, and then seeing them played out in other archetypes, like outside of myself, and how they're working through their energetic patterns and cycles was a good mirror moment. Because, when you're kind of working through your own things, we get a little stuck because there's bias. That's why we always have to go to friends and family members or energy healers or therapists for advice, so we get an outsider perspective. That's another way that archetypes helps us, is just us seeing us through a new lens so that we can work things out in our own life. And working with clients has made it a lot easier as well, because again, you can see that energetic snapshot of like, okay, I generally see what this person has going on. Maybe there's some variables in there. However, people tend to fall in between these different parameters. And so it just makes it easier seeing why people are the way that they are, how that they communicate, how they show up in their relationships. It just gives you a better diagnostic of what everyone is experiencing in life. And so I would love to hear in the comments what everybody's biggest takeaway is from this class. If you feel like it gave you a better understanding of what archetypes are, or if you're going to be able to apply this to your communication with either self or with other people. Let's see. And I want to do it in a fun and silly way. I thought cartoons might be the best way to do case studies, because again, archetypes are just very recognizable characters in the collective unconscious. And so many of us are used to watching cartoons, so it's a great reference point. But then again, you can take characters like we did previously of who are you embodying today? It doesn't have to be cartoons necessarily. It can be, movie characters, TV characters, from your favorite books and cinema. Okay. This is very helpful. Thank you so much, Sage. I actually know a lot more than I thought about archetypes. Okay, we love that. I need to remember more that not everyone is exactly like me. There's so many different types. Yeah. And sometimes we need those reminders of like, hey, there's no right or wrong. It's all perspective. And like you said, sometimes we know a lot more than we're giving ourselves credit for. And then if anybody has any additional questions, you can feel free to put them in the comments as well. And then I'll be getting the replay out to everyone. And then if you'd like to join us for the next coaching class, that will be next Wednesday, October the 29th at 1 p.m. EST. This has been so fun. Yay! Yes, me in many aspects. Yeah, and this will give everybody some more kind of directions moving forward of what kind of energy am I embodying? And there's a difference between what you are embodying within yourself and what other people are seeing of you as well. You know how you'll have like this image of yourself in your mind, and like the way that you talk to yourself, but then you start having conversations with other people and you're like, why do I sound different than within myself? And sometimes people see us through different lenses than we see ourselves. I feel like I need a deeper understanding of the archetypes to help me understand them. Although this exercise was fun, to help me to see how I relate to the characters. Oh, great. Sabrina, I'm also into everybody. I'm going to send out a video about Carl Jung's archetypes, as well as another one by a woman named Julian. And she talks about female archetypes, which is like another set. And so if you want to take a deeper dive into like how archetypal energies work in the collective consciousness, that will be a great resource if you want to further your knowledge and wisdom. All right, everybody. I appreciate you so much for being here today. This was super fun. I was very excited. I love anything that's very magical and whimsical, so I wanted to bring a lightheartedness to it. Oh, it's 222 my time. Right place, right time. Yeah, thank y'all so much. I appreciate you. I love you. I hope you and your inner children have the most beautiful day, and I will get the replay out to everybody soon. Thank y'all. I'll see you next time. Bye.